Hi everyone, this is Dr. Anamta Rizvi, your English literature educator for UPSC mains exams. And you can take me as your faculty, your friend, your guide, your mentor. In whatever capacity I can help, I will be here for all my students. So today we are starting with another very important lecture. पहला जो lecture था जो कि मैंने just last week I delivered, that was all about the historical, socio-political, cultural and literal background of England, of Europe, you can say, from Renaissance to the to around 1800, okay, to the 19th century. Now we will be beginning from the very beginning of the 19th century. In fact, let's say from 1790 till the Second World War. A very important lecture for your complete holistic understanding of the politics of the Europe, of primarily England during that time. कौन से writers, text emerge कर रहे थे, क्या लिख रहे थे, क्यों लिख रहे थे, what kind of writing was being showcased, represented, what kind of writing was being included by all these writers, उसका milieu क्या था, circumstances क्या था, we will be studying in this lecture. So a bit about me, I'm Dr. Anamta Rizvi. I did my PhD from the Department of English, Jamia Millia Islamia, qualified my JRF. I have taught in universities as well as colleges, in several universities and colleges. I have written around 30-40 articles with the Times of India. I have my articles published with Macmillan as well, and I have recently authored a book with S. Chand Publication House on English literature. So going ahead, enough about me. So going ahead with the lecture for the day. So we'll be starting with this. All right. So let's go ahead. So guys, yes, before going ahead, मेरा course 15 January को शुरू होता, but because of some students' demands, it has extended to 22nd January because a lot of students said that, ma'am, that they need a gap so that they can do the formalities of the fee submission, and also 22nd January is the time जहाँ पे ये course शुरू हो रहा है. And the date is definitely mentioned here. थोड़ा सा छुप गया है. I just write 22nd January. All right? Okay. So this is for sure, guys, that 2025 में अभी यहाँ पे लिखा गया है. It just hid with my bar. So starting on 22nd Jan 2025, ये final date है, guys. There's not going to be any more delay. So all my students, if you want to go ahead, enroll and attend my classes from the very first lecture, please do not miss. It's a wonderful opportunity. You're getting the batch for 4,999. In fact, there's much more discount once you use my code ARLive. Or use my code ARLive, go ahead, get all the English literature classes at a very slash rate and prepare for your UPSC mains exam English literature. So for all students who are actually aiming for literature, English literature as the mains optional subject in your UPSC exams, or for all those students who really want to polish their writing skills or who really want to get a good idea of English literature of that period, this course is for all of you. All right, so let's go ahead. Just a disclaimer, जो मेरे first lecture, जो मेरे first time students हैं listening to me for the first time, there's another lecture of mine जो कि पूरा का पूरा explain किया गया है year wise, in fact century wise, the entire from Renaissance till the Victorian, वो दूसरा lecture में है, and this is going to be from 1790 where we will be covering the Romantic age, Victorian age and so on till the Second World War. All right. So without any further delay, let's go ahead with our classes. Okay, so going ahead with this. All right, so guys, historical background, if we look at 1790 to 1830, this is a period wherein you can say that what all ये romantic age का period था. As I mentioned in my last video, 1776 में America got independence. American Declaration of Independence, when did it come? 4 July 1776, right? I'll just write it down. Why am I writing this down? Okay, because this was a period of great revolutions. Okay, यहाँ पे revolutions आ रहे थे, and यहाँ पे एक free spiritedness आ रही थी लोगों में, especially with the pure period people of Europe. Then there came French Revolution in 1789. Just a second, guys. I'm sorry. Erase it. Okay, 1776 में हमारा आया है. American Revolution 1789 में. Just a decade later, 12 years later, what came? 13 years later, that was French Revolution 1789. एक एज आ रहा था जहां पे ordinary man was being given the importance. देयर वाज जो बाइनरी होती थी लोगों में कि ये बड़ा है ये छोटा, ये कम हो रहा था. फ्रेंच रेवोल्यूशन ने तो और ओवरथ्रो कर दिया पावर. So this, where are we moving towards? We are heralding, we are moving towards the romantic age. Romantic age में कौन था? Wordsworth, Coleridge, Shelley, Keats, Byron, all these writers were revolutionaries. All these writers were talking about the nature. उनको नहीं मतलब था monarchy से. They were least considered about the politics. That's what they, all that they mattered was कि क्या, what is a relationship that the man has with the nature. A new spirit was being formed. So over here, the European war, if we look at it, 1793 to 1815, this also played a key role. There were wars happening, but you hardly see much of literature that is there because poets का जो inclination था वो अलग जा रहा था. But let us look at the historical background of that period. So England and France were at war from 1793 to 1815. This was a very long period, was 1793 to 1815. Loggerheads, England was at loggerheads at war with France. Extension of the French Republic, this was the ultimate outcome of it. Rise and fall of Napoleon. Restoration of the Bourbon dynasty, and these events impacted all Europe, especially England. England को बहुत impact किया, चाहे उसका social, political, cultural, literal, whatever it was, it affected it deeply. Okay, so this, in fact, England बहुत benefit में रहा था इस war के बाद से. England actually was one of the most prosperous countries in the world, and it was actually prospering even after the war. So going ahead with this, next slide if we come to, and that is, okay. So over here, the reaction to the French Revolution. Now what happened was that there, जैसे मैंने बात की, हम लोग ने बात किया, that French Revolution played a very important role in making the entire milieu, the entire situation very different. How? Let's look at this, okay? So अभी हम लोग देखते हैं that the reaction of the French Revolution, initial optimism, the 1789 में French Revolution आया. What happened? Writers like Wordsworth, writers like Coleridge, they welcomed the revolution as a symbol of hope and change. कि ordinary लोगों पे अब focus होगा. You know, gone is the time जहाँ पे authority को इतनी सुनी जाएगी. Then what happened was that as the revolution evolved, disappointment and despair set in. Why? There were a lot of things that were the promises, the hopes, everything was now declining. Now look at this. Wordsworth turned to older reactionary beliefs, abandoning his youthful ideas. पहले के जो अगर हम लोग 10 साल वर्ड्सवर्थ की पोइट्री देखें, very youthful, very energetic, full of vigor. उसके बाद धीरे धीरे the second phase of his life, maybe after a decade or 15 years later, there is despair, there's despondency, there's rejection in his poetry. And that indicates that you can say that disillusionment, जो कि इसको हो रहा था post the French Revolution, this was what happened with Wordsworth. We'll of course study in great detail once we do Wordsworth in our classes. Now younger writers, who were the younger writers of that time? There was Leigh Hunt, a very good friend of P.B. Shelley. P.B. Shelley का तो सबने नाम सुना होगा. Romantic age poet Shelley. And Keats upheld revolutionary ideas but lacked the early enthusiasm. So अगर हम देखा जाए Shelley, Keats, Byron, very young poets, इनके पास थी एक rebellious streak जो कि पकड़े रहे थे end तक. And unfortunately, all these three writers, Keats, Shelley, Byron, all of them died very young. 25 की उम्र तक everyone died. 21 was Keats when he died. 23, 24 was Shelley, and 25, 26 was Byron when he died. So all these romantic poets died very young. But जो उनके अंदर एक जुनून था, you can say, एक passion था, एक vigor था, एक revolutionary ideal थी, that it reflected very vividly in all of their works. Okay, so you can look at this. Liberty, equality, fraternity, ये सारे जो बातें हम लोग करते हैं when we talk about independence, especially of America, so these are all over here. So that was an age where, yes, the idea of liberty, fraternity, freedom was prevailing across Europe, and this was affecting, of course, all the aspects of England during that period. Then we are moving ahead to, just a second. Social conditions. Now what happened? Now after the war, जब 1813 में war खत्म हुआ फ्रांस के साथ, after the war social issues arose. Of course there were क्या होता है war के बाद? Similar situation थी. Now जब bloodshed खत्म हुआ, चीजें थमने लगी, but थमने के बाद क्या हुआ? Unemployment, low wages, unemployment, and high taxes led to a lot of unrest within people. People of England jeet to gaye ladai, war to jeet gaye, but the amount of despair that people had, which happens in almost every country that goes through war. Okay, so yahan pe kya hua? The Peterloo Massacre. Now, the Peterloo Massacre was a very crucial event that happened in England and rights over the Reform Bill and Corn Laws. So there was civil war that was happening within the country. There were reform bill that were introduced. There were bills that were being rejected. There were new bills that were coming. So there was complete mayhem. There was complete, you can say, pandemonium, a kind of confusion, chaos in England during that period. Writers' response, many radical voices came. जैसे Shelley, जो जिसके अंदर revolutionary streak थी, authority के खिलाफ, जो बिल्कुल without any hesitation, unhesitatingly, unflinchingly, he used to write against the authority, and P.B. Shelley was continuing doing so. He was thrown out of Oxford University for being so, outright blasphemous and in fact, so rebellious. He was thrown out of this university. So Ebenezer Elliott called for justice, gentler protests. There were Mrs. Hemans and Tom Hood so there were a lot of writers, there were a lot of other significant people who were creating a huge, you were actually rebelling against authority during that period. Okay, you can look at this. Which time period are we talking about? We're talking about around 1813, 1815. Okay, this is the time period England था. उसी टाइम पे हम लोग कैसे पैरल करेंगे लिटरेचर को? Why? Because literature is a mirror of the society. Literature is a mirror of everything that is being. The lens, it is our lens through which we look at those years. And where does it reflect? It reflects in the canonical writers like Wordsworth, Shelley, Keats, Byron, and so on. This is the Romantic age. Okay, so the Romantic age where the common man was getting the power, where the common man was being expressed in poetry, in novels, और यहीं पे बात आ रही थी कि किस तरह से तभी तो rebellions हो रहे थे, revolutions हो रहे थे, right? Then moving ahead to the next slide. Over here we have the Reform Bill. Now 1832 का Reform Bill क्या था? Let us look at this. The Reform Bill जो 1832 में आया था, that created a lot of uproar and there was a lot of chaos about it. What was it? This was aimed to address public discontent but achieve limited success. जो लोगों में निराशा थी, the people were so dissatisfied with everything that was happening. It was basically to address that, but it created more chaos. How? Conservative figures like Walter Scott saw it as a threat to social stability. उसके अंदर reform bills में कुछ ऐसे conditions थे जो actually was on the verge of pushing into a civil war. So social stability के खिलाफ बहुत सारे इसमें ऐसे conditions थे, pointers थे. So कौन से? So Walter Scott, a very known historical writer, William Wordsworth, the legendary figure of the Romantic age, they were the ones to voice against Reform Bill. Supporters were disappointed by the bill's lack of significant change. Long-term impact क्या था? Interest in social reform. People were like, हमें social reform चाहिए, हमें wages चाहिए, हमें employment चाहिए, हमें security चाहिए, हमें brotherhood चाहिए, fraternity चाहिए, freedom चाहिए. This grew deeply influencing modern literature by the late 19th century. Guys, over here, if Romantic age was talking about nature in its all glory, in a way it was focusing on the freedom, liberty. हम लोग धीरे धीरे कहाँ मूव कर रहे हैं? हम लोग धीरे धीरे मूव कर रहे हैं विक्टोरियन टाइम्स में, जहाँ पे चीज़ें बिल्कुल अलग थी. ओके, सो जस्ट ग्रास्प व्हाटएवर दैट वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट राइट नाउ, ये धीरे धीरे कहाँ कल्मिनेट होगा, we'll discuss this. You can look at this picture. Okay, so much of discussion हो रहा है, discourse हो रहा है. Okay, so this is the condition. Just a second. Yeah, all right. Then moving ahead to the next slide we have. Abundant output. Over here, what do we look at is that the literary production of this period rival even the Elizabethan era. अब देखो printing press आ गई थी, people had literacy, people were willing to write, people knew कि writing is a good business now because it was becoming a source of entertainment. Then why will the people not write? Okay, so literary production grew a lot during that time. Elizabethan era से भी ज़्यादा चला गया था. Characteristics. Poetry flourished, marked by many great writers. Prose saw significant advancement. The novel became a very dominant form. We are moving towards फ्रॉम द रोमांटिक एज अपन लोग धीरे धीरे जा रहे कहाँ, कौन सी एज की तरफ, चार्ल्स डिकन्स की एज की तरफ, जेन ऑस्टन की एज की तरफ, एंड टू द एज ऑफ जॉर्ज एलियट, थॉमस हार्डी. सो यू कैन इमेजिन कि नॉवल राइटिंग बिकेम वेरी क्रूशियल. अभी तक नॉवल ने प्रीडोमिनेट नहीं किया है, अभी तक पोएट्री प्रीडोमिनेट कर रही है, बट हम लोग धीरे धीरे कहाँ जा रहे हैं, नॉवल की तरफ. वाई? Literacy is increasing, people are getting more aware, people are reading is becoming a great form of entertainment, so on. Okay, the essay was revitalized, और energy आ गई essay में. Okay, the critical and miscellaneous writing gained prominence, considered the most fertile phase in English literature. Okay, so during this time you can say 1830s was considered a very fertile period in English literature. Okay, you can look at this, look at the chaos over here. Okay, printing press है, यहाँ पे लोग लिख रहे हैं, पढ़ रहे हैं, पेपर उड़ रहे हैं. Okay, imagine this time during that period. Then we are moving ahead to the next one, and that is treatment of nature. Over here now we are looking towards very important point, that is earlier poets. जैसे जो हमारे earlier poets थे, जो कि अराउंड 1750 जो लिख रहे थे. अभी हमारा क्या, कौन से बात करें, हम लोग 1830 के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं. वी आर कंपेयरिंग टू 1750 जो पोएट्स थे, जैसे कोपर थे, क्रैप थे, थॉमस ग्रे थे. ये जो अर्ली पोएट्स थे, दे फोकस्ड ऑन सिंपल ऑब्जर्वेशन ऑफ द नेचर. Okay, descriptive accounts of natural phenomena. For instance, elegy in a country churchyard में वो लोगों की लाइफ को उस पर डेलिब्रेट कर रहे हैं, उस पर मेडिटेट कर रहे हैं कि कैसे लोग थे, और a lot of people are not able to show their talent and they die and all those things. Okay, night के ऊपर बातें हो रही हैं. Very good observation, very beautiful observation, but not extremely philosophical or in depth. So what happened? Now during 1830 में भी क्या हो रहा था, ये जो new generation of poets जो कि वही nature पे बात कर रहे थे, that was more philosophical, more in depth. So Wordsworth, this developed a deeper and more personal connection with nature. इनका थोड़ा सा, you can say, I will not use the word superficial. Superficial has a negative connotation, but I would say that it was not that profound. The profundity, the depth, the substance that you could see in the works of Wordsworth, Shelley, Coleridge, आपको नहीं मिलेगा in those earlier romantic writers जो nature पे बात कर रहे थे, नहीं मिलेगा. Over here, so Wordsworth's perspective, nature was more than physical elements. It was imbued with a spiritual essence. So he started finding God. He started finding the spiritual aspect in nature. It was just not mere observation. It was much more beyond just observation. It was more spiritual. It was more, you can say, sublime. Okay, जैसे वो कहता है ना कि what is poetry? He says, poetry is spontaneous overflow of powerful feelings, powerful emotions. Okay, मतलब कि poetry वो होती है जब आपके अंदर एकदम से कोई ऐसी भावना जगती है, feeling जगती है, wherein you just want to write those feelings into words. Okay, so that is what Coleridge was, and in that overflow of spontaneous overflow of powerful feelings, he used to find the spiritual angle. Okay, so now moving ahead to this. And now next we are coming to, and this is saw nature as a divine presence. So Wordsworth ने क्या देखा? Divinity, God, divine presence. Saw nature as a divine presence connecting humanity and the universe. What is God? God is entire universe. That is what we talk about, and this is exactly what that Wordsworth was saying कि ये जो nature है, ये nature ही God है. This entire nature is the universe that we have is God. Okay, so found nature's beauty and spirit in all aspects, flowers, fields, season, cycle, anything, and he linked it with divinity. Light, ocean, air, sky, and even the human mind. His Wordsworth का जो respect था nature के लिए, his reverence for nature was both emotional and spiritual, treating it as a source of love and religion. This is the reason of philosophy, you can say, the depth that Wordsworth has in his poetry वो कहीं नहीं मिलेगी. Okay, then moving ahead to the next point that we have. Okay, and that is political and periodical writing. Now this is a very crucial aspect. जैसे मैंने बताया था ना कि periodical writing, journal writing कहीं क्यों बढ़ेगी? जब आपके पास resources होंगे उसको print करने के लिए, printing press थी. जब आपके पास readers होंगे, बिल्कुल readers है, because literacy was increasing and was not reading the only form of entertainment. हम लोग magazines क्यों खरीदते थे? Because so that we can entertain. जब social media नहीं होता था, there was a generation that was only and only hooked to magazines. This is exactly what was happening during that time. Political and periodical writing, the period saw prolific political writing through a figure, दो lacking figure like Swift or Burke. जैसे Jonathan Swift लिख रहे थे, Burke लिखते वैसा नहीं था, लेकिन तभी भी political writing थी, pamphlet writing थी, periodical writing थी. Early influential dailies were Morning Chronicle by William Woodfall, Morning Post by Syndicate Tradesman, and the Times, originally the Daily Universal by John Walter. So this was कि periodical writing भी बहुत increase करी थी. Why? Because there were discussion of politics, critical works, everything was being discussed. So why not to write, and why not the readers to read and gain some money as well, right? Commercially was also a very viable career it was at that time. People were earning a lot with periodical writing. Then radical publication which actually spoke something that was radical, rebellious, revolutionary. Okay, so कौन से थे? The Political Register by Cobbett, Examiner by Leigh Hunt, Emergence of Literary Magazine, and these were the literary magazines which were really, you can say, they were very impactful. इनमें अगर कोई critical work छपता था, it actually impacted. I'm telling you कि if you are writing an article on Keats, John Keats, and if you talk about the Blackwood magazine, because Blackwood magazine ने Keats को इतना ज़्यादा criticize किया था, yes, criticize किया था, that Shelley in fact blamed Blackwood magazine for accelerating in deteriorating Keats' health. शेली ने बोला था कि आपने ब्लैकवुड मैगजीन में इतना गंदा रिव्यूज डाले थे शेली की कीट्स की राइटिंग को कि कीट्स की हेल्थ उससे बहुत इफेक्ट हुई थी और डेटोरिएट करने लगी थी. ओके, सो दीज आर सिग्निफिकेंट एस्पेक्ट्स दैट वी विल बी मोर डिस्कसिंग व्हेन वी विल टॉक अबाउट कीट्स. इट विल हेल्प यू इन राइटिंग बेटर आंसर्स. All these good sprinkler and good subtle information that you give, it actually casts a very good impression on the examiner, always fetches you good marks. Anyway, going ahead with this, so these were the magazine that played a very crucial role during that time. Now moving ahead to the next one we have. So influence of Germany. Now where is Germany coming in the picture? Germany has always played a very influential role. How is it coming? The French influence on English literature waned due to the prolonged war with France. फ्रांस के साथ इतना लंबा जो वॉर चला था, फ्रेंच इन्फ्लुएंस कम हो गया, बिकॉज पहले बहुत था. अब क्या आया? राइज ऑफ जर्मन इन्फ्लुएंस ऑन Britain, on England. Okay, so England was like, we are not very comfortable with copying France because French से हमारी लड़ाई है, कहीं ना कहीं से तो कॉपी करना है, चलो जर्मन को ही कॉपी कर ले, राइट? सो जर्मन लिटरेचर एंड लर्निंग गेन पॉपुलैरिटी इन इंग्लैंड ड्यूरिंग दैट टाइम, ड्यूरिंग द मिडिल 19th century टॉकिंग अबाउट. एग्जाम्पल, जैसे एग्जाम्पल ऑफ जर्मन इम्पैक्ट, जो वॉल्टर स्कॉट थे वो इंग्लिश लिटरेचर के फर्स्ट हिस्टोरिकल राइटर माने जाते हैं. मतलब उन्हीं ने हिस्टोरिकल फैक्चुअल बातें लिखी हैं इन अ फिक्शनल फॉर्म. वो वॉल्टर स्कॉट थे, स्कॉटलैंड के थे, ठीक है. स्कॉट्स फर्स्ट पोएटिकल वर्क्स वर इंस्पायर्ड बाय जर्मन लिटरेचर. वॉल्टर स्कॉट ने टेक्निक कहाँ से सीखी थी? जर्मन लिटरेचर से सीखी थी. ओके, कोलरिज, शेली, बायरन, ऑल दीज रोमांटिक पोएट्स वर आल्सो talking about the Germanic influence in their works. By the mid-19th century, German became the most significant foreign language influencing English literature. Okay, over here you can look at those. Everyone is getting influenced by the German literature of that period. Moving ahead to the next slide. So now a very significant aspect was American literature during that time. American literature, आपके कुछ writers हैं American literature में आपके course में, but it is very interesting to know that parallelly जब 1776 में अमेरिका को इंडिपेंडेंस मिला, उसके बाद जो एक वेव आई थी वंडरफुल राइटर्स की, we will talk about that in short, but we'll talk about this. I hope it is visible. थोड़ा सा short हो गया, थोड़ा सा I think I just miss expanding this slide a bit. But talking about American literature over here, we have the early signs of burgeoning American literary traditions. So कौन से नाम थे? एक तो फेनीमोर कूपर था, ये बड़े ही मशहूर थे. वॉशिंगटन अर्विन. Okay, Fenimore Cooper was the one to introduce English novel in America. इनके आप कह सकते हो कि अमेरिका के सबसे पहले novelist, English novelist कौन थे? Fenimore Cooper. Okay, Washington Irving became the first prominent American writer, marking the beginning of a distinguished literary lineage. Now Washington Irving, a huge legendary name, जैसे हमारे के रवींद्रनाथ टैगोर हैं, वैसे ही वहाँ पे वो थे Washington Irving. Highly popular, very well known, and a very very wonderful writer. Okay, so this was American literature. So why I'm talking about, because during that time parallelly अमेरिका में भी बहुत ज़्यादा बदलाव चल रहे थे. अभी तो हम लोग इंग्लैंड के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं. वी आर नॉट टेकिंग अमेरिका इनटू कंप्लीट कंसिडरेशन, विल टॉक अबाउट इट, बट वी टॉकिंग अबाउट दैट. ये कौन सा पीरियड था? हम लोग 1790 से लेकर 1830 का पीरियड अभी हमने डिस्कस किया है. अब हम लोग कहाँ जा रहे हैं? हम लोग जा रहे हैं 1830 से लेकर 1890 तक. ओके, ठीक है. I'll just sip one, I'll just take some water. Yes, sorry. Let's go ahead with this. So talking about this, 1830, अब हम लोग कहाँ आ रहे? We are moving towards 1830. Now we are coming to the Victorian age. Victorian age एक बहुत ही अच्छी वंडरफुल एज. वाई? बिकॉज बड़े अच्छे राइटर्स इमर्ज हुए थे. और कौन से जॉनरा ने प्रीडोमिनेट किया था? द नॉवल. नॉवल प्रीडोमिनेटेड. वाई? बिकॉज एवरीवन नाउ वांटेड टॉक अबाउट रियलिज्म. अब रियलिज्म आपको पोइट्री में इतना नहीं मिलेगा जितना आपको नॉवल में मिलेगा, बिकॉज नॉवल में आप everything you can talk about. Realism. Okay, so realism was being shown in the Victorian age, and this is the reason that novel predominated during that period, because poetry से लोग थक गए थे. अब लोगों को चाहिए कि हमें आवाज चाहिए, और आवाज नॉवल दे रही थी. ठीक है. So Victorian age is a very important one. This was an era of peace as compared to the 1890 to 1830 का पीरियड, जहाँ पे फ्रेंच वॉर भी चल रहा था, इतने सारे रिफॉर्म बिल्स आ रहे थे, एंड देयर वाज सिविल वॉर के चांसेस हो रहे थे. तो यहाँ पे ये एज अभी भी पीसफुल था. Okay. So the Victorian era was, why is this as Victorian era? Because Queen Victoria, 1837 में Queen Victoria was crowned as the queen. Okay, so the Victorian era was largely peaceful with few disruptions. Colonial wars minor and did not impact national life significantly. अच्छा, एक बात नोट करोगे, 1830 से लेकर 1890 तक, 1857 में हमारा म्यूटनी हुआ था, लेकिन जो इंग्लिश लिटरेचर है ना, वो तो म्यूटनी को कंसिडर ही नहीं करता है. उसको तो लगता है कि कुछ था ही नहीं. मतलब हम लोग के लिए कितनी बड़ी बात है. बट दीज ब्रिटिश, ये एक्चुअली मैंने नोट्स लिए हैं एडवर्ड एल्बर्ट की बुक से. सो एडवर्ड एल्बर्ट हैज टोटली नॉट इवन मेंशन्ड म्यूटनी एट ऑल. एनीवे, सो दैट्स समथिंग दैट we'll talk about in some other class. So Victorian era was largely peaceful with few disruptions, minor, did not impact national life as such. So continental war, like Crimean Wars, directly involved Britain, and Franco-German war that was happening indirectly affected British, but without any deep impact. So yes, for them it was a very changa period. It was a good period for all of them. Hardly any disruptions during that time. Then moving ahead to the next one, we have American Civil War. Now left scars, but was followed by effective recovery through wise governance. Now, when did American Civil War start? It was from 1861 to 1865. Remember, जब American Civil War हुआ था, so we are talking about the period from 1830 to 1890. तो वही period है जहाँ पे American Civil War हुआ था. But now what happened was, just a second. Okay, American Civil War. Yes, sorry. So American Civil War जो हुआ था हमारा 1861 to 1865 हमारा American Civil War हुआ था, right? It was जहाँ पे of course there was this war happened. Why? Because of slavery. The North America was completely in favor of eradicating slavery, and South America was not in favor. They were like, we got to keep the slaves. Okay, so this was basically a thing, American Civil War. This left scars, but was followed by effective recovery through wise governance. Okay, so these white people do not really actually want to, say कि कुछ गलत था उनके time पे. Anyway, so this happened during American Civil War, but thousands and thousands of people were killed, guys. We'll talk about American Civil War also some other time. बहुत literature है उसके ऊपर, और ज़रूर उसके ऊपर बात करेंगे. You will frame beautiful answers if you take and if you know what literature to read of that period. Anyway, overall the era was marked by peaceful activity and fading echoes of the French Revolution by mid-century replaced with more good hopes, and there were more ideals. All right, then moving ahead to the next one, we have material developments. Industrial and commercial revolution actually happened. Expansion of markets and advances in mechanical devices transformed. Now this was a time, guys, wherein science was also coming up with great vigor. So where industrial and commercial revolution happened. ये कौन सी बात हो रही है? हम लोग I'm just repeating again, 1830 to 1890, which is also known as the Victorian age. Okay, so Victorian age में बहुत अच्छा expansion हुआ, and England was actually prospering during that time. Industrial commercial revolution were happening. There were scientific developments happening. People were getting into great discoveries. So expansion of markets, more money. advances in mechanical devices to transform commerce, more money. So it was actually a great prosperity during that time in England. Celebrated at the Great Exhibition of 1851, symbolizing a new era of prosperity. Matlab science. 1851 mein there was a wonderful display of all the scientific invention that would happen, that was hosted in England by the king and by the monarchy at that time, and it symbolizes a new era of prosperity. नेगेटिव कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस क्या थे? रैपिड इंडस्ट्रियलाइजेशन के नेगेटिव तो कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस होंगे, लेड टू स्लम्स, स्क्वालिड स्लम्स, inequality in money, inequality in the class, in society, of course in holding of the material possessions. So बहुत income disparity आ गई थी. Squalid slums and new industrial exploitation of cheap labor, including child labor. चार्ल्स डिकेंस की अगर किसी ने कहानी पढ़ी है, ओलिवर ट्विस्ट पढ़ा है, तो दे नो कि क्या क्या एग्जैक्टली प्रॉब्लम्स थी वहाँ पे. 7-year-old kids were made to go down those little chimneys और उसको क्लीन करना होता था. कुछ बच्चे तो वहीं पे they used to die in cleaning those chimneys. It was such a difficult time. So social reform was slow but persistent, driven by enlightened individual and legislative efforts. So guys, what happened was that there was a lot of income disparity and income inequality. A lot of people were suffering during that time. जो lower section था और ही lower होता जा रहा था. ठीक है. Next we are going ahead with literary response writers like Charles Dickens, Mrs. Gaskell, they were the ones to depict the reality, the realistic portrayal of all this period. Activists such as Carl Kings advocated for social reform improvement, but writers being writers having the spirit to change the world around them, writers being the voice for the voiceless, talking about the people on the margins, on the periphery, comes the hero of them, that Charles Dickens, who consistently उन्होंने बात की थी किनके बारे में, उनके बारे में जो margins पे थे, जो voice नहीं थे, जो underprivileged थे. So Charles Dickens has written a lot about them. Okay, and so has Mrs. Gaskell and many other writers, Thomas Hardy also. Next, intellectual developments. Despite material commercial focus, intellectual activity was very high, scientific development was very high. So pioneered by Darwin and his followers, reshaping scientific thought. What did Charles Darwin, what happened in 1859? Now we'll talk about that a bit. So in 1859, the basic idea that came, and that was, and that was 1859 में Charles Darwin का, I'm just making an arrow over here, Charles Darwin का 1859 में आया था Origin of Species. Origin of Species. Now, what did Origin of Species talk about? For the first time, Charles Darwin made a huge declaration, huge statement saying that हम लोग जो believe करते हैं that we are the children of Adam and Eve, well, that's wrong. हम लोग ऐसा कुछ नहीं. He challenged that. He said that हम लोग ape से आए हैं. And जो entire cycle, I'm sure that a lot of students are aware of this. जो entire cycle from millions and millions years of evolution from ape to a human. तो उसने पूरा इसको explain किया है. Now Charles Darwin की इस theory ने it shook the grounds of England. Why? Because the entire idea of believing, absolute belief, unflinching belief on Bible, it got shook. It was completely, people were taken aback कि ऐसा भी कुछ है. So this was a time, 1859 को consider किया था the watershed event, wherein everything in the world completely drastically changed. Okay, so social and political theories advanced by thinkers like Herbert Spencer and John Stuart Mill, they also got a lot of encouragement. Then we are moving ahead to next slide, and that is, okay, yes. So where popular education became accessible, of course, there was much more popular education, fostering intellectual curiosity, increased demand for intellectual and literary content, growth in press, and enduring literary works. Then you had literary features of the Victorian age. अगर हम literature देखें, Victorian age का literature की अगर हम बात करें, क्या क्या था? Realism था, अभी हम लोगों ने बस के बारे में बात की. So let's talk about this. Morality. First comes morality. Let's talk about this. So 1830 से लेकर 1890 तक हम लोग इस पीरियड को याद देख रहे हैं. Morality, you know, एक strict convention norms बन गए थे. The women have to behave in this proper manner. The male have to behave in this proper manner. If anyone has seen any movie जो इंग्लैंड के विक्टोरियन की सोसाइटी के बारे में बात की, प्राइड एंड प्रेजुडिस हो गया, कोई भी, यू विल सी कि कितनी स्ट्रिक्ट सोसाइटीज थी. सो विक्टोरियन सोसाइटी प्लेस ग्रेट एम्फोसिस ऑन adhering to strict social norms. उनकी सोसाइटी अपर क्लास, लोअर क्लास, मिडिल क्लास, strict demarcations बन गए थे. Everyone had to behave in that one particular manner, which often seemed amusing to later generations. Example, public smoking for men was frowned upon, okay, and women riding bicycle was considered improper. Okay, so इस तरह की छोटी छोटी चीजें was the one that was setting the societal norms. This morality was partly reaction against the early Regency perceived immorality, and Victorian court reinforced these moral standards. Okay, so इस तरह के moral standards बन रहे थे during that period. Then moving ahead to the next one. Then अब रिफ्लेक्शन लिटरेचर, जैसे टेनिसन थे, चार्ल्स डिकेंस थे, ये सब इसके खिलाफ बात करते थे. लॉर्ड अल्फ्रेड टेनिसन हु वाज आल्सो पोएट लॉरिएट. पोएट लॉरिएट होता है जो कि एक ऑफिशियल पोएट होता है इंग्लैंड का, और वो इंग्लैंड के गवर्नमेंट के बारे में बहुत लिखता था. तो 1850 में जब लॉर्ड अल्फ्रेड टेनिसन को पोएट लॉरिएट बनाया था आफ्टर वर्ड्सवर्थ, सो ही एग्जेम्प्लिफाइड विक्टोरियन मोरालिटी इन पोएट्री. जैसे उनके कैरेक्टर्स थे सर गैलगेट, किंग अर्थर एंड ऑल दोज. सिमिलरली चार्ल्स डिकेंस, अ लीडिंग विक्टोरियन नॉवेलिस्ट, ही ऑल्सो he even बहुत bashing की थी. He completely hated those hypocrite and those kind of a society जहाँ पे इतना ज़्यादा it was just superficial, it was just ostentatious. Okay, so they kind of reflected during that period. Then you have criticism of strict morality, even harmless writers like Jane Eyre. Okay, Jane Eyre एक Charlotte Bronte का work है, उसमें भी बहुत ज़्यादा it was condemned. The high morality of Victorian, the hypocrisy of the high class, and the the double standards of the Victorian society was really condemned during that time by writers as well. Then you have the revolt. Okay, so talking about this, the revolt against conventions, protest by writers कौन कौन, जैसे थॉमस कार्लाइल, मैथ्यू आर्नल्ड. All these writers denounce the stifling effects of societal convention in a distinct style. William Makepeace Thackeray ने बहुत satirize किया. अपनी एक बहुत प्यारी इनकी book है Vanity Fair, and I think that is in your course. He has strictly satirized about the hypocrisy of the Victorian standards. Past pervasive snobbery. So Robert Browning, we all have read Robert Browning, adopted an unconventional cobbly style as a challenge to the smooth, self-assured diction of Tennyson school during that period. All right. Then you have, okay, now there was a very wonderful group that was emerging during that time. That was known as Pre-Raphaelite Brotherhood. ये Victorian age के time पे group आया था. उनमें कौन-कौन थे, लोग कौन-कौन थे? Swinburne and William Morris, they were the leaders of Pre-Raphaelite group. They focused on artistic freedom. Okay, इन्हीं को artistic freedom चाहिए थी. इनको नहीं चाहिए था कि हम जो है किसी किसी चीज को लेके, मतलब किसी भी स्टैंडर्ड्स को लेके अपनी आर्ट करें. नो, they completely rebelled against that, disregarding traditional moral constraints. They were like, I am not going to be dominated or subjugated by the moralities of the Victorian age. I will do as per my own moral standards, as per my own beliefs. Swinburne shocked conventional society with his bold methods, though sometimes appeared absurd to more practical minds. जैसा आज के टाइम पे इतना easy है to go against the conventional and be the unconventional, so cool. But at that time it was not at all so easy. People were completely afraid. They were scared that they will be ostracized from the society. उनको excommunicate कर दिया जाएगा, उनको कोने किनारे कर दिया जाएगा. But these people like Pre-Raphaelite Brotherhood, especially William Morris, Swinburne, they played a very important role. Then you have moving ahead to the next one. Later developments, Thomas Hardy comes. Thomas Hardy is the one who comes a little later in the 19th century. Around 1880 जब वो आए थे, he created a kind of a different literature. बहुत realistic दिखाया था, which was more cynical and little negative. Okay, so critique by Victorian society with masterful tolerance and realism exposed societal hypocrisies by presenting human actions and emotions openly and authentically. And this will of course be discussed in the next chapter. Next we have intellectual development, scientific influence on the origin of species. मैंने discuss किया था. Charles Darwin का by 1859 में जो कहता है, it was very revolutionary, बहुत impact किया था. Literary reflections of scientific ideas कहाँ आए थे? Tennyson में आया था, Matthew Arnold ने किया था, Thomas Carlyle ने किया था. ये सब बहुत brilliant legendary writers हैं when we talk about the Victorian age. Then you have religious and ethical thought. Now, जैसे Pre-Raphaelite movement था, Brotherhood था, वैसे एक Oxford movement भी था. This originated among young thinkers at Oxford University. Now, Oxford University had different set of thinkers, and they were also emerging with a different set of ideals, ideologies, rules, and regulation conventions in their heads. led by John Henry Newman, who converted to Catholicism in 1845. Now, converting to Catholicism was also a very big deal in England. Why? Because majorly England was a Protestant land, right? Reflected dissatisfaction with the Church of England doctrines and influenced prominent writers such as Newman, Freud, Froude, Morris, Kingsley, and Gladstone. Okay, then you have the new education, compulsory education. Now we look at that we are moving more. अब जैसे जैसे हम लोग 1890 की तरफ move कर रहे हैं, हम लोग 1890 को खत्म कर रहे हैं, हम लोग कहाँ आ रहे हैं? We are coming to the 20th century. अब जो 20th century थी, we know that the two major events that happened in 20th century, the First World War and the Second World War. This will be of course discussed in detail, but I'm just telling you कि जैसे जैसे हम लोग आ रहे हैं 20th century की तरफ, what is on a rise? Of course, education. So the new education, compulsory education, the Education Act, when we look at this, created a large reading public. Matlab, people now had more ability to read and write. So increased demand for books due to affordable printing and paper. Printing press bhi to revolutionize ho rahi thi na, it was also improving. So the printing press was also reducing its cost. So rise of the novel became more prominent. So novels became the most popular literary form. Many novels achieved a high standard for excellence, and by the mid-9th century, it's considered the richest period in the history of the novel by some critics. Some literary critics say कि 19th century से ज़्यादा जो Dickens, Eliot, Austen, Hardy, ये सब जो लिख रहे थे, इससे ज़्यादा कोई भी novel का period अभी तक इतना rich नहीं आया है. Okay, so of course novel predominated. We have discussed this a lot in detail. Then you have international influence, American and European interaction. British literature engaged with ideas and styles from America, European writers, and this was they got hugely influenced. American writers influenced by England, England was influenced by American writers, and so on. Okay, championed by Carlyle and Matthew Arnold. You can look at this. Okay, everyone is exchanging papers and books and notes, and that is how that influence is happening. Then you have support from Italian unification, Italian struggles for freedom. जब इटली में struggle का time आया था during the late 19th century, that was led by Garibaldi and Cavour, inspired British writers. The Brownings कौन? Robert Browning and उनकी wife Elizabeth Barrett Browning. So ये सब जो writers थे आपके, just a second. Yes, the Browning, Swinburne, Morris, and Meredith celebrated Italian victories and supported their cause through prose and poetry. Brownings, Robert Browning, the poet, and Elizabeth Barrett Browning, wife, she was also a poet. They played a very important role in Italian freedom struggle. Okay, so these are very important points of that time. Achievements of the age: no supreme writer, the era. कोई एक बहुत जायंट राइटर नहीं था, जैसे शेक्सपियर था, मिल्टन था अपने एज पे, लेकिन यहाँ पे हमारे डिकन्स थे, जॉर्ज इलियट थे, थॉमस हार्डी थे, बट एवरीबडी वाज एट पार. कोई ये नहीं कह सकते थे दिस वाज फिनोमिनल. ओके, according to me they are phenomenal writers, but the literary critics say that, you know, जैसे Shakespeare है, he's another level of a legendary figure. We don't have it any Victorian era, but still this was predominated by all the wonderful rich writers of that period. High general standard despite the absence of a singular towering figure. The overall literary quality was exceptional. Okay, then we are moving. Victorian age is characterized by expansive intellectual horizon. Yes, 1830 से लेकर 1890 तक का जो period है, that is characterized by expansive intellectual horizons, noble aspiration endeavors, and a bright and optimistic outlook towards art and society. Okay, look at this. Everybody is reading, writing. Everybody looks so literate, polished, right? Okay, then you have, we are coming to 1890 to 1918. Okay, now this is the period जहाँ पे हमारे फर्स्ट वर्ल्ड वॉर की तरफ हम लोग जा रहे हैं. 1890 to 1918, a very crucial period. So okay, so guys, before that let me tell you that just a reminder कि मैं अपना course ला रही हूँ ये, and that is from 22nd January 2025 पे आएगा ये, and this is going to be starting from 22nd January for sure. पहले 15 January को शुरू हो रहा था, but I am a lot of students requested that, ma'am, they had to complete the admission formality, so we are changed to 1 week, and at 22nd January for sure that the course is starting at that time. So please enroll yourself, and अभी के लिए हम लोग we can put a halt to the lecture. हम लोग ने अभी तक विक्टोरियन एज कवर कर लिया है, एंड आई विल गो इन ग्रेट डिटेल from 1890 till the Second World War in my next lecture, which will be very, very soon. So to all my students, I'm ending the lecture over here, and I hope everybody enjoyed it and everybody liked it, and we will soon come up with one of the most wonderful aspects. Okay, so thank you everyone, and I will see all of you in my next class. Thank you.